Hello. How are you guys? It's freaking hot here. How is it where you are? I do have Discord. I put the link down wherever the chat thing shows up for you. Um, what's going on here? Besides it being hot, I managed to get pictures of wildlife at the shop drinking out of the water I put out for the animals. It was the baby deer with some dots. Still had spots. Yay! And then here at the house, the boys managed to get, I don't know what do people still use mouse pads? I mean, really, do we? Do I need to keep this? I mean, tell me in the comments. Is mouse pads useless now that the mice are better? I don't know. I'm prepared to get rid of that. Hey, you still use it? Well, that's good. I keep, right now I'm using it as a fucking hot pad. So I can, so I don't warp my mat, which I did with a laptop. And then I said a bunch of shit on it so it flattened. Thank God. All right. So what are we doing today? We are being a weeny bit lazy. Me? Lazy? Never. I am. I was lazy on the lights, so I don't have them. I didn't think about it showing up in that camera. Sorry. How about if I tilt that a little more that way? Oh, and then you get to see all this crap here. Someone snuck in. Who's over here? Oh, hello. You're on mute, by the way. So, the moth is heavy, man. It's over the mountains. I needed something a little lighter. I was starting to, I'm excited, but I was starting to dread it a little, and I didn't want that. So, trying to poke these corners out. All right. We have, actually, that shows up pretty well. And then I put castles, haunted housey like on the back. So, I'm starting my Halloween coasters. And I have a not so Halloween coaster. I suppose we could kick on the. I don't have all my shit in this setup. So I either need to move a few things and make this permanent, semi-permanent, or move back. All right, and this camera is working how it should. The light is what sucks. But this, for some reason, is being an asshole, is being really narrow. So it's allowing me about 7 inches of my mat. Yeah, I don't know, but we're not doing anything complicated. So, oh well. So we'll make it work, right? I will press that. But hey, did you notice though? Wait. Oh, damn. So I have a chair behind me and Watson was in it. I just don't know where to roll so you can see. All right. This is what we're working on. This is what I need to pattern test. I already have a problem just reading it. So typically what is written here, this particular person that writes these patterns for us that are all consistent. Hey, that must be Lydia. Hmm? No, you didn't. It's Liz or whatever. And you need to mute the YouTube. But doesn't. I swear I heard my voice echo, so I'll have to check something else. Well, now it's not doing it, so fuck it. But typically, what she would do, you've done her patterns before, right? Elizabeth or something. Liz, the one that was doing the stuff for our shop off. Anyway, she would put here the size piece that we needed to cut to put in the kit. And it was a generous piece, but it was, you know, reasonable. This one she's got wrote out that I need a 7 by 7 piece to put in the pattern or in the kit, but I need to cut a 7 by 7. So you haven't given any wiggle room on that one, which you typically do. So I need that fixed. But then she told me to put a 7.5 inch square of black in, and I'm only cutting one 3 1/4 inch square. So why is there 4 more inches on that? And this one cut at 8 by 8. She wants me to put an 8 by 8 piece in, so in half an inch bigger than the black, and it's the same size square I'm cutting. So I need to have that fixed. So that right there, I'm like, well, hey, we're far enough out that this shouldn't be a problem. So I guess I would prefer that this be. Well, this is your 6 inch. So 4. Let's just do 4 by 4. Yeah, this is my pattern. This is the 6 inch, and then there's something that will get added to it, a frame to build it up to the 12. I didn't see that to print, but there's only 7 stores. I printed the passport yesterday. 7 stores. Brad's not in it. Um, yeah, I'm not crying at all about that. I'm not. I hear something must be going on, but everybody's been respectful of his privacy, and if they know, they just aren't telling me. I get a look like they've heard a few things, and that's fine. I would want my privacy too, but oh, I didn't know that. There's two of the babes. Um, so I never see him. I thought Adam was running the Longview store. Oh, did I miss anything there? Have I missed the actual sign up thing? Please let me know if I missed something. Yeah, there's that. Yeah. But I'm kind of at oh my God, there's just way too many things going at once, it seems, and tracking that is just been a little something has to give. And I found one of the things that gave, and it has been given for a couple years, and I don't know what happened. I stopped for some reason, randomly stopped putting the weight of the item in possum. And that's what, yeah, I don't necessarily know why. I'm guessing that I had to increase a bunch of other things and it dropped off unintentionally, obviously, but I couldn't figure out why a 3 yard bundle was going out for. Robert's script that he wrote pulls from Possum to push to my website. And so it wasn't capturing the weight. And so it shipped a 3 yard bundle for $5. I'm like, no. Yeah. Ouch. Yeah, there was a couple. And so I started digging to find, I'm like all over the website. How come I said this? How come where? I swear I put this over. Yeah, it says what I'm supposed to say. And then I'm like, oh shit. How much weight did it tell the shipping program it weighed? Nothing. Okay. No, I use XPS, which is a sub company somehow of UPS. It's their business end or something. Supposed to be, but I don't go on and double check to see, and I should from time to time to check it. I do from time to time compare it to Etsy. Sometimes Etsy is cheaper, sometimes XPS is cheaper. And I haven't checked it in a while, so I probably should. I can tell you that Etsy has fucked up their um it's not a surprise at all, but has fucked up their international first class shipping. So it uses the weights. It lets people know that the weight of this item, they could go ahead and get international first class. They charge the customer the correct rate to ship it. And then when I go in to put in the weight and the size of the package and all that, it says I can't ship it by international first class because my package can't be less than 4 inches tall. Like, what? That doesn't make sense because if I was shipping more and it needed to be 4 inches or bigger, then it weighs too much to be international first class. You've got a wire crossed somewhere. So then that's meaning that I have to go and ship through XPS instead of through Etsy. And currently, international first class is a buck and a half or so more expensive on XPS than they're being charged through Etsy. So now I got to go look and see if I can do some sort of a handling fee on international only to cover the difference or something. I, I, I don't really know how to figure that out. Sounds like something I don't want to deal with. It's one more fucking thing that I don't want to deal with. That's what it is. So, needless to say, I haven't done anything. I've just bitched about it. That's what I've done. All right. It has been a couple weeks ish since I cut this. Yeah. Yep. Okay. What am I doing? I'm not doing back orders. I did whatever. What do I need? Okay. I need 6 rectangles, 1 by 6, 6 rectangles, 1 by 1.5, and 6 1 by 1. Gray. Gray is the umbrella handle and pole, which I think I'm doing differently. Let's not look at gray. Let's look at colors. That I kind of know what I'm doing. The 1 by 1. Oh, this guy? Yeah, with all the fun colors. This does, this doesn't go right. It's two separate things. Scattered showers is what I'm going to sew tonight. This half square triangle thing is a pattern I got to test, but it's just a block. And so it's out here. So yeah, this is the freebie pattern. The half square thing is the freebie pattern. I'm finding umbrella construction. For steps 1 through 5, all print pieces should be from the same print. Yes. Yes. Am I? Okay. I guess this is what I'm gonna go by. Wait. Where does it tell me for what I need for just the umbrellas? Okay, maybe this. So I need three 5 by 1.5, three 4.5 by 9s, and six 2 3/4 by 1.5. And those 3 by 3s are for the Irish chain in here. I chose on this to make in this Irish chain. I didn't want the gray in the chain, so I brought in the teal from the All Pacific Northwest Shop House. And then the plan was either if I had a blue umbrella top, pick one of the green fabrics and have it be its stem handle or the or pull gray in. I'm not sure what I'm doing. That's the So I understand if the stick is gray and the handle is a color, because they're always black or silver metal poles. They're not rainbow colors. So I can see the stick, the up and down stick being gray. I can see the whole thing being gray. I can also see making that little loop be the enamel colored handle. I don't know. We're gonna try to keep it simple. But this is me we're talking about. Shut up. I know I don't. No. Exactly. Oh, it is a side quest. All right, I suppose the one with the dots. I've got. I should lay out what I've got so you can see it. Even though I've already got it cut. Yeah, yeah. Oh, yes. I just got some. They're too big. I think they. Well, I have some raindrops and they're pretty big. But Greta just. Yeah, that Bree just picked up for me. So where is that? Did that make it home? Let me see if it's in the cupboard. If it's in the cupboard, then I'll show you. All right, so those are the colors that I've got. Can they all show? No, they can't. There we go. The blue with the green is either Allison Glass or Juicy Juice. It could be Juicy Juice. It, both of them came in the same box. I don't remember. I would have to check the bolt. All right, let's check the cupboard here and see if I brought home the. Yeah, I'll show you my raindrops. They went to Longview. So those are my. I'd have to think because I'm picturing one, but I think I'm picturing a Michael Miller one. I'll have to. I'll look it up. But I had to have this. This was. I don't have a lot of tulip, but this one was nice. All right, so those are my umbrella tops, and I will need some background cut so we can piece it. Robert thinks he's having strokes. Isn't that fun? Mm. Hmm. That he might have had a little stroke. Yeah, he ended up with he lost his balance and was having a hard time balancing. His tongue swelled up. He had a hard time speaking. It's just great. And then now he thinks his lymph nodes are swollen. Yeah, well, doesn't matter. He won't go see anybody. He just likes to bitch about it. So that I can say, what do you want to do? So he can go, I don't know. I go, that's not helpful. None of this is helpful. Oh, okay. Okie dokie, I heard it. Just got to. Oh, oh, I saw it. I saw it. I just didn't. I saw it. How about that? I didn't pay attention how I saw it. That's cool. Oh, you did? Cut two strips. How many cuts? One, two, three, four, five, six. So we're doing the baby. Okay. And evidently, it's a baby size, which is fine for a sample, but that I needed to know how much background I'm going. Yes, this is Jambon shrimp capsule. I'm hoping to be able to kit it. I've got a few ideas. I was talking to Melinda Burnett that used to work for a congressman or something. I don't know if I can know. She helped me a little bit when my driveway was closed because of the road construction. But she was talking about a few things and she gave me some ideas, but my brain puts up roadblocks. But I'm trying to go forward on it anyway. Because we're turning the classroom into a makerspace, not label it as just sewing. Yes, I figured I could draw the line somewhere. And anyway, nobody wants it. No. And I would probably say no to wood burning too, but there you go. Yeah, they want to do something outside. Anyway, if we tie something into Halloween Town and do so currently where my brain is going is canvas tote bags The canvas tote bags have them open on the sides so that you can lay them flat and have applique shapes. Some things already cut out. All kinds of things that you could decorate your side of your bag. I'll show you how to applique it on, or you can do anything with this shit. And then when you're done sewing on each of your sides or one of your sides, then you can sew the sides up and have your tote bag as like a make and take during Halloween time. That does fry my brain a smidge because my brain goes to many other places when that's said, the logistics of it. So right now I'm trying not to over stress about the thought. Um, Subcut 5 squares, 6 by 6. Ooh, good thing I didn't cut through that. That must be my umbrella sticks. Okay, that's fun. Oh, even better. Well, you do know why false eyelashes were designed, right? It's history. You can look it up. They were cum catchers. It does, doesn't it? Lydia's lost her shit. Never the same. Yeah, that was that was a piece of trivia that I went, oh, this is fucking gold right here. 5 6 by 6 squares. 5 6 by 5 squares, because that makes fucking perfect. Okay, perfect. So and do. We like to sew and do stuff. Daisy, what's going on? I took you out just before we went live, and you went potty. I don't know. Um, Not bad. She hasn't made it in this week. I expected her yesterday, and something must be going on with her aunt because she didn't show up today either. I had Sarah and her husband today. hmm She's just being hypercritical, and she's got to just finish one so she can see that it's not dire. That some of the things that she's panicking about, and there's the only way I can prove it to her is for her to finish it and tell her, no, that's fine. You don't need to fix that, and let her see one done and see that. See, you can't see any of that crap. But she is, and her aunt though is a piece of work. By the sounds of it. So she's been dealing with that. And then I was using the cleaner that she brought in. What? Ah, for fuck's sake. The hell was I thinking? I wasn't. So I've got part of the sink clean, all the rust shit off of it. But I was using a power tool and it didn't contour to the shape of the sink very well. So I need to go in with just a scrubby and do it. But my watch dinged that it was time to unlock the front door. So I went, okay, I'll come back to that. All right. Not today. So I've got 5 squares. 5 6 squares. Now I need Oh no. Mhm. Yeah. Imagine. Oh shit. That sucks. Whoops. None of the. Yeah. Oh god. That that's horrible. A slug. Uh, Lydia, do you remember the guy from TRS? He was awesome. You didn't know that you had that one too. Hmm. Every fucking company I have gone with, like so, was bought. Everyone. Oh, hangover cut. Bummer. Mm, yeah. There was even somebody that supposedly knew what they were doing, and I didn't get treatment like I thought they knew what they were doing. Like, what? What is this? 5 by 5.5 by 1 3/4. So these that I overcut, I can trim down. God, least favorite company on the planet. Well, I don't know, right up there with Knox Web. At, Knox Web. Oh, hi. 2, 4. Oh, 10. Okay. Well, the two windows have been removed. Plywood was up yesterday. Floor was cleaned up. And then today they feathered in the siding, the new siding, so that it doesn't look like an obvious square. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. And then we still need to stain that. And then on the inside, he said something about not being sure if he's doing the drywall. Don't think I know what that all means. So, I mean, because we do have to raise the floor. So I don't know if that means anything about it. I don't know. Let's see if we can get going with what we've got. Of course not. I need squares. What do I need? 2.5 inch squares. 5 strips, subcut 10, 2.5 inch. Oh, why can't I just reuse some of this? Because this is, I'm gonna just do this. So I don't really 1000% know what the actual fucking game plan is. Part of that is because there's that. And then there's the I can be told lots of things, but whether that's the actual plan or what's going to get done is vastly different. Yeah, look here. Trust that it'll happen? No. But I have stated to at least what? Okay. Um, I did say that I'm gonna move my bed down here, whether they get to it or not. 4, 6, 8, 10. I need 10 2.5 inch squares. I can get it right here. That's the one thing with these patterns. They don't have you go back and like I probably don't have to cut any more strips. I can probably get it out of I was supposed to cut strips off the main chunk for the 2.5 inch squares, and I can get it out of leftover cuts. Come on, people. Know how to use the fabric. Of course, that's why I get so fucking wordy when I do mine. From this strip, cut this. Now turn it down to this and cut this. And what are we supposed to do? Let's skip. Let's skip. Because that's more fun. Those are over there. On the wrong side of 2.5 inch. Let's get a top done. Because I needed something less heavy to do. Yes. Yes, I do. And so one of the things that has come up as an idea, and tell me if I've said it to you already, but it's one of those I don't know who I've told and who I haven't. Um, Greta had come up with an idea of picking 3, no offense to Villa, ugly covers of patterns, or however many I'm allowed to do the polls for. 4, is that? Maybe 4. And then say, okay, we're going to we got to vote on which we think is the worst choice of fabric for the pattern, and then I will remake it using, say, Jason Yenter fabric because I have enough scrap and stuff of that I could, or stuff on the sales floor that I could remake it, and then maybe it could go up for sale or something after that. I don't know, but yeah, that roughly was her idea, which I don't think is a bad idea, and at some point it could be sponsored by whoever. Would be great. What? Yes, I do. Okay. You like that? And then, you're still watching me make something, but it would be a way of, it'd be like our Villa Rosa series or some crap. I don't know. Anyway, binder for what? I have had the 4x6 albums for sale in the shop, occasionally, and they do sell. Why it's not something I continually go repurchase to do, I'm not sure. I do know that. somebody, who was it? Riley Blake came up with a tin, like a recipe box. It's more of a tin because all the sides were the same height, and that was my problem with it. If they could have made it to where like the front was dipped down and the back was higher, then you could flip through them easier. Otherwise, it was like reaching down into it and trying to see, and you'd have to pull up. And so I liked the idea, but I think it could have been improved. And so I went down a path looking for tins or boxes that I thought would work really well for that. I also, we had printed our logo on cardstock and put it in the front of the 4x6 albums. But then they also have not page protectors, regular 3-ring binder size photo pages that has like one sideways, two portrait. So I have those in my shit too. In my shit. In a freaking bookshelf somewhere at the shop. Like words are hard today. Um I must be done. But so I've seen both. I've seen all of it. I am open for new ideas on that. And, of course I was trying to buy low, sell high, which is sometimes easier said than done. So, but that would be nice to have something like that possibly figured out by the time we hit Shop Hop. So if it was there for Shop Hop, and I'm gonna be having to make another Villa Rosa order here pretty quick because I am starting to put things in the spinny rack that I wasn't putting in the rack before, so I don't have holes. And you have more merchandising to do because in the Minky room, I now got 2 of the 90 wide Minky bolts in, and I don't know where to put them. Oh, let me get the dog here. Did you knock over a broom? Oh my goodness. You okay? Oh, oops. You know what? That's where I've swept up all of the dusty shit. I'm sorry. So, you want to sit up here? No? I fell with her the other day. I tried to set her up here, and I was holding on to her when the chair slid out from underneath me, and we went crash into the hardwood. I love you. And do we see I have 2 snots on the chair behind me? Oops, I'll show you. There they are. I've got Watson and Dusty up there. So it's really confusing Daisy, though, because there's nothing in front of the step to prevent her from just falling off it at any random spot or to direct her to where the ramp is. So she's having a little bit of issue there. And there she goes. Whoops! Stand up, brush it off. You're okay. Let's see if we can get one umbrella done. And then I probably don't need to read it. I will just copy it. 2 3/4 by 1 1/2. What's that one? Oh, it's all over here. Those blocks are most likely for the Irish chain. So I'm gonna guess it's one of these. None of the ghosty folders were sold. Well, I mean, yeah, none of them. And sadly, none of your. I'm gonna put the buttons over here. The only buttons that are sold have been online. Although we are looking at the next shop sample I gotta do is, well, obviously the shop top block that I haven't cut anything to do anything with. And see, I didn't cut any 1.5 inch. Damn it. I really didn't want to cut any more white. I just wanted to start playing. Uh, we have the Grinch advent calendar that I've got to do something with. So Rhonda and I have been discussing the ornaments, which is okay. But okay, I don't see background. There's 5 6-inch squares, 5 6x5 squares. 5.5, 8, 5.5 by 2, 5.5 by 1 3/4, 3x3s, 2.5-inch squares, 2x12s. Now 1.5 by 12, 1.5 by 5, 1.5 by 1.5. There we go, 20 of those. I didn't see where to cut the little pieces for the umbrella top. 2, 3. So just a few dozen things to figure out. I was also signing up to do this block of the month, a modern block of the month with solids. And I was getting very excited about this and worked on my graphics and getting it into the computer, and I was getting ready to do ads because I wanted to figure out. I want my wheel. Was wanting to get some pre-orders on it, and I suck at doing that, so I was gonna try. And I had to pause in the process because I had to get some information from my rep because the timing was off. I thought it was supposed to start in July. It's actually not shipping until September or later, or something postponed or stopped the forward momentum on that. And all of a sudden it dawned on me yesterday and today, that I've got to fucking do that. I've got to get that out. I've got to get the ads out and start trying to sell that. Or I'll have to buy $1,000 worth of fabric without anybody pre-ordering anything. And I don't like the sounds of that. That's just me. That's just me. It looks like it's wonky. I watched a stupid reel this morning. This morning, I guess. And it was the police pounding on a door. And when they went to open it, they burst in and arrested the man of the house. As the wife is going, "What are you doing in my house? Just tell me what you're doing in my house." And the son was recording it. And what the problem was is the dad pierced his own son's ear without having a fucking license to do it. And the kid was 16, so he was underage. There was 4 or 5 cops that came in that house, storming into this house, throwing him up against the wall, and arresting him because he pierced his son's ear. That's kind of ridiculous. No. I mean, what about some of the other horrific shit? Okay, gotta make sure this looks right. Okay, so that will be that side. Yes. And this. Yes. Okay, I did it right. I just knew if I just went ahead and trimmed this, it would have been all wrong. It's like, there's some horrific shit going on that police actually are needed for. They're not needed for that. Not in my opinion. Yes? What kind of 3D print? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. That motherfucker. I never know how many overflow cards are on that side. That fluctuates. So, wide enough to put several side by side and on different tiers. Okay. Okay. Well, I could picture a couple different things, so I think I better clarify. Thank you. Yeah. Well, I've seen, like there's the book magazine ones, and they're just stacked 1, 3 high. So I just was making sure I knew if it was that or like 3 or 4 across and then a couple high. Wait, I don't cut that yet. I need to sew it. Oh, and I was told of a place I need to contact that's closing. And I might be able to get all kinds of things. Damn. My least favorite. Yeah. Tired of retreading this. It's easy. I got it wrote down at the shop. It eludes me at the moment. Forget a noise. Yeah. All right. I don't know. Nobody knew in any of the spots. So interesting. No, stay hot. Okay. Okay. No braining now. I do see the show off or have seen it, but I don't. Wow. Well, no, not after today. We'll have to tell a kid and see if they can brain. What? Aw, how special. It's kind of like me being live the other day and you all telling me that I wasn't. Oh, what? And then it locked you out. That's ridiculous. Ridiculous. Is that just part of the weird glitch, or did something? Is that a whole different problem? Nice. Hmm. Yeah, I can. No, that is not bad. No, this is not straight anymore either. I don't think I know what happened here. That is better than perfect. Um, yes, I would like to use one of the free softwares to draw some of the Villa Rosa patterns in, or I do have a couple that I need to kind of write, kind of rewrite, rewrite. I'll say that. Because it was my pattern and somebody else wrote it for me so that I could just have them print it and shit. They did the hard work. And she died. So guessing I'm just gonna rewrite it and now that I've done a couple. But if I can put the Villa Roses in, then we can plug my fabrics into it and print the picture. This is what this baddie would look like with this set of fabrics, kind of thing. If that makes any sense. That's the hey, I have time over the weekend. I'm gonna sit in front of the computer. What was it that I was gonna do? Yeah, I can't remember. Nope. just why it doesn't happen. Okay, they're nerding out. I totally sold somebody a self-binding baby blanket sample that's like 8 years old today and said, I won't tell anybody you didn't make it. Go ahead, Grandma, pass that off. I'm like, no, I'll swear that you made it yourself. I watched her. I gave her instructions. She did a good job. We'll keep your secret. Go pick berries. And she's like, I think I'm gonna go pick strawberries. You do that now that your quilting project is done. There's so many. Um, I was just gonna see if I had something to use as an example. If you have a straight-sided box and it's stacked with pictures or anything, you can't flip through that and see. There's no, the front needs to be down lower than the back, like a recipe box, and then it has the slanted sides. You can do whatever you want on the sides, but by having it lower in the front and higher in the back, that allows you when you tip it to be able to see where you can't if you're looking straight down in. Does that make sense? So 6 high, 4 wide, fine, but it still needs to be a dip in the front than the back. It would be a smaller footprint on your table or whatever. Hmm. That'd be awesome. Because I don't think the one that Riley Blake did was tall. I think it was horizontal, but that would make it, even though all of the patterns are this way, if they were in the box the wrong way. So yeah, that would make more sense because then you could see the actual picture. Do you do much with the Villa Roses, Lydia? Absolutely. Yeah. Because I can have one right on the front counter with them in it, with some in it, overflow and whatnot. Um, so yes. Yes, I was just meaning that would be a good way of showing it off. Yeah, yeah. Uh, Now, what about dividers though? I don't know that we could do a tall ABC. I mean, you okay. Oh, really? Oh, I didn't think about that at all. I'm trying to think how much time it would take to cut cardstock. So, yeah, that would be great. I didn't even think about it. I can't. I have not wrapped my brain around all that 3D printing can do. So you do have to tell me that no, that can be done because nobody I really know does it. So it's definitely past my thoughts. So we have an umbrella. Yay. Mhm. Yeah, coming down and then yeah, I think I like it. That's a fantastic idea. This was the two, that was the other. No, I like it. Because it just well, I ended up I can show you the box if you come in, Michael, that I ended up getting to hold because I used I think it was your idea, Lois, that I should have another card box with ABCs in it to put the hang tags for the merchandise hang tags. I had one for something else, so I found a box that is divided, and so I have what I had originally in my box in the back, and a new set of dividers in the front that has all of my hang tags. So it worked. But I mean, that was some of my same problem. It's like, oh yeah, I can find this thing, but there's no way I can flip to be able to see. Realistically, okay, I'm fucking dating myself. Realistically, I needed a Rolodex. Yeah, I mean, because they snapped in, which you wouldn't need to snap in your patterns, but it was sloped on the side. It allowed you to angle, and flip through well. I don't know. There was pros and cons. I actually went looking to see if I could find one that I could modify. I'm like, repurpose, reuse, recycle, man. You could do it cheaper than you could fucking buy one, I can tell you. Damn, they were not inexpensive. Yeah. Oh, you find all kinds of shit. Hmm. Yeah, we did. I worked at Hudson's Garbage, and what we did there, it wasn't a Rolodex, but that would have worked. We did like a narrow clipboard that had just two rings on it, and so there was index cards on it. But then that left him. It was in order, but then that left him room to mark down what the name of the dog was at that stop, or or whatever. There was all kinds of information wrote on those cards. But I also saw the trash drivers, the truck drivers, they would come into the yard, drive the truck up to their rig, unload all the cool shit that they found into their rigs, and then go dump at the transfer station. I'm like, you guys, that's funny. You guys crack me up. Umbrellas, that's cool. That's not a bad idea. That would be a good idea. Because it would be unique. It would be unique, yeah. Especially being as every time we do one of these things, I mean, not necessarily for the Harvest Moon, but for the other one, we pick one of those patterns and use it. Yeah, 1 3/4, right? Nope, 1.5. Okay, all right. Bye. Well, out of this little piece, I can get 4 top and no, I need top and bottom, don't I? Wait, wait, where's the picture? Oh no, just top. All right, so I can get 4 top. Okay, they are just adorable. They're facing the same way. They You can't imagine how they had to climb over each other to get into that position, but it's cute. I do. I do. I was like, so that's funny that there is a debate. Realistically, no. In spirit, yes, I hear. I think if you go by the definition, it would be a no, but in spirit, it is. That's another good one. My son and his ketchup, he never could remember the names or couldn't say ketchup back at the time. And so it was red dip it and brown dip it. Do you know what the brown dip it would be? No? Try again. A1. Yeah, weird kid. So I tried to get him the shirt that said even my ketchup wants ketchup, and he thought it was quite offensive. He was really mad about it. I still want to get him the shirt. I've never seen anybody dump as much ketchup on their plate for shit as that kid. All right, there's one. We will do. We'll go green, blue, green, blue. I got all kinds of bindings that I should probably do on Saturday. I don't want to. I'm getting paid for 3 of them now. I've got 4 to do, but I'm getting paid for 3. Yeah, I'm getting 200 and something. I was surprised that she just left them off the machine, both sides. On machine. But, I got people that say, I've tried, I just can't get it to look good. I'm like, well, if you're okay with the way this looks, then this is the way yours will be done. I'm not doing it by hand. So if you want it done by hand, you have to find somebody else, or I will square it up and sew it on the one side, and you can roll it and square the other side. All right, we've got one like this. Now, if Robert wants to pull his drafting table back up to his room, and his wasn't working on the table that was in here anyway, I might take over both spots down here. Well, until my bedroom can come down. Oh, yeah, why not? No, not yet. My bedroom needs to be moved from upstairs to downstairs. So this area, I'll flip the camera. So right now, I'm on the upper side. So there's a step where the floor changes there. And so my desk where I was sitting was down, and where do I want my head? So there. It was up against the step so that Daisy would stop right there. And then the mattress that you see up against the wall was laying flat on the higher floor because it got taken out of the Murphy bed, and that's just how it ended up. But up here, we had a death. It's a long story. Tell you Saturday. Um, so right now, I'm kind of tucked in this corner, but this bookshelf is here. So if I move, I've got more space. If I Originally, I was up here, but on the wall where the mattress is was where all of my cabinets are that are down on the lower side. So if I just take over both sides, I got more space, and I could have a chair in here. The dogs like it. Whatever. I got more space in my L because of how I don't have the tables overlapped. I have them, so whatever. You know, you know. All that. Oh, that was super nice. Oh, sorry. Oh, you sit around and yes, that'd be nice. I got a little e-reader. I need to be reading. I'm doing a reading challenge. I'm supposed to read every day in August, which I am, but is there some way I'm supposed to be proving that I'm doing that? Well, I have the donation thing. People just need to donate to the cause, but I mean I've donated, but I just like, listen, I was fine doing this, even if it was just a, hey, I'm going to read every day, and that's all it ended up being. And then it was all officially sign up and shit. And I'm like, fine, but you're making this difficult. So I've got it linked everywhere that if you click the link, it will take you to my fundraiser and you will donate. It's like a GoFundMe, is what it's not that, but it acts like that. You click on whatever my link is and it will take you to your donation point. And I'm trying to do a big shout out to the author that I'm listening or reading. You what? Yeah? Anything good? I can honestly say I did start an audiobook, but I am sitting and reading on my new little e-reader for the challenge. I am making myself actually sit and read because that was the challenge. Sometimes it's not very long, but I am doing it. Oh, boy. Hmm, didn't ring a bell. Think I'm getting ahead. Holy crap. Okay. I mean, it's like the Talking Head song. This is not my beautiful life. Who are these people? No. Oh. Oh, I might. I might, yeah. Okay, I might not remember the name, but I think I remember what you're talking about. Starving, yeah. And she did like corporal punishment and shit. Things that, yeah. Yes. I don't know that I ever would have remembered the name. Interesting. And I don't think she started out to be evil, but her views got warped pretty hardcore and she became evil. Not cool at all. What is that? Debbie! I started with the words best friend, so I wonder what she wants. I pulled out our masks because of the way the air quality is. Hmm. Well, hey, do what we gotta do, man. Okay, let's trim this. So I put a little synopsis in the playlist and the episode description, but it's the book series is the bad guys died, but the dog never does. She's got a dog named Blue, and I don't know. It sounds great. Right now, it's the slow first book, trying to get it all set up. That I know that that's what it is, but I'm like, it's just starting to get to the murder part. Right? And she's going, I might not want to butt my nose out of this. Oh, so we're gonna try solving shit. Okay, we'll see. But I got all 8 books as one little package. Yeah, and she self-publishes, so I was able to get them directly through her through it. I got a discount, but then they were sent to me, and I had to figure out how to get them from that into the downloaded from the email into the Kindle. I'm like, I don't know that I know how to do this. All right, it had to have unthreaded. Yep, bastard. All right, I need a little brother or something that has an automatic threader. I like this machine, don't get me wrong, but I think I'm gonna keep my eye out for something. A modern machine. I would like an automatic threader. I would like a walking book. Those are really the two things that this doesn't have that would be really nice. But I've had samples I've worked on at home that would shift for some reason, and so I didn't know why it was shifting, but I took it and sewed it at work with a walking foot, and it was fine, but it wasn't live because I don't have a walking foot for this. All right, that's okay. One more piece. What time is it? 8:30. Daisy's pacing. Maybe one of those. And two of these. Some of these, like this one, the rain boots, the several of them, I think it would almost be more fun to get them from my scrap bin. Get the background, get the, like the gray that they said, and then I should be able to do all of this with an eighth of a yard per focal fabric. I think I'll have leftover. But it could be fun. Then everybody looks a little different. Oh, I like this one because it's got rainbow. Or here's a black and white one. I'm gonna have to kit those Christmas applique stuff too coming up. The ones I did last year, the shiny happy world one. I mean, they sold. They didn't. They weren't bad at all. It. This is the neurospicy, I guess, that's in me. I've come up with it. I've made it. I've made the samples. I made the kits. I don't want to remake the kits. That's a chore. I mean, I can go through I've got to hyper focus on getting it all ready and out on the sales floor, priced and all the good stuff. And then, oh, I'm out of something. I gotta go get it. Which is just printing and bagging and scraps and mm. And where does the, it's not that. It's the I have to go through my scrap bins and decide that this is going to be the hat and this is going to be the scarf and this is going to be the and kit it. That gets to the I don't want to do that anymore. Okay. Well, I even had great ideas. Like I printed the applique patterns on cardstock so that I could sit there and go, this is the hat piece. Will it fit on this? Will it fit on that? So I had an envelope for each character, and then I'd pull those out and go, okay, this scrap will fit for the hat. This will fit for this. This will, but it's just one more fucking thing. Uh, no, it's still destroyed, and I have to get all the stuff together. And I'm gonna, when she comes in next, say, okay, no, today we're fixing this, and you get to help. No, different person, but I, Lydia, I don't know what she did. She was at one of the pressing stations, so it has batting on the wood and then silver wrap, iron something, iron mock or whatever it's called. And she was sewing on Tuesday and she was standing at the pressing station, but she had like her stuff laid out and she had like scissors in her hand. I'm sure I saw her with scissors. The lines are awfully straight though. So I am going to have to ask. But there's slices and cuts all over down to the wood. How do you not know we're doing that? I'm like, I had the next person come in and she's like, what's wrong with this? I'm like, what? She goes, it wasn't like this yesterday. And I walk over there, I'm like, oh my God, what happened to this? And I turned, I'm like, Bobby? Oh, sorry. Oh, sorry? That's all I get is oh, sorry. No. You damn well knew it did that. You couldn't have mistaken it. You couldn't have picked your shit up and saw that you had cut through it and then kept going. Or, and she didn't come clean to me. It was somebody else that pointed it out and then she copped to it when I turned and looked at her. That's not right. Um, yeah. Yeah. Oh, oh my God. Yeah. What can I do to help? Everybody's like, did she offer to pay for it? No. Did she offer to fix it? No. Did she come clean and say she made the problem? No. She didn't do any of that. Wouldn't have made her pay for it, but you left it and didn't own up to it. And she's nice, but she doesn't pick up social cues overly well. She did have the boss at one of the her other job. She works at a pet store, and her boss called her because her shift was over and she left. She didn't say goodbye to anybody and nobody knew she left. She was just fucking gone. And she doesn't see the problem in that. Her shift is over, which so I can see parts of it, what's happening here, but I don't know what to do about it. I don't know what to do about it. Oh, fuck a duck. One of these is not like the other. I can fix it. But there's how it's supposed to look. And this is what the blue one looks like. These are supposed to be the 2.5 inch squares, not the 1.5 inch squares. Yeah. Yep. It's just a really chunky umbrella, which means I'm now off. It, yeah, I should leave it. It's gonna look okay, Lydia. This is funny because you would rip it out, and you're telling me not to. So I'm calling you on your crap, lady. Nice try. Yeah, you do it. I wouldn't, but you do it. And if you do it and can get away with it, then maybe someday I will get away with it. I know it's great, isn't it? I try to point them out to people though. Like, just because we've been doing this longer doesn't mean that we're infallible. We fuck it up too. We hold our seam ripper as much as you do. But yeah, that's right, you did. Wow, never. I do this. Oh shit, I forgot on the first. I'll have to do it tomorrow. I do the cinnamon thing on the first of each month. It's supposed to. It's supposed to bring, it's all intent. I don't know, good vibes. Prosperity, money, happiness is kind of what I think of when I blow the cinnamon through the doorways. It's supposed to be from outside in, and I have to look at it for sure. It's just that I know what I'm supposed to do. The actual reason behind it, I'm fuzzy on. But um, you're supposed to put it in your hand at the doorway the first of each month, and then blow it into the door. Don't remember that it's the prosperity one. Basil leaves do that. Well, cinnamon sticks do that too. Um, I don't know. I'm a mini witch in training. I don't know enough yet. But I'm like the cinnamon can't hurt anything. That's fucking awesome. Oh, we could come up with our own oil. Exercise the demons from your machine with our sewing oil. Exorcism. Oh my god. Machine exorcism oil. Okay. We could we could do that. I have to figure out how far I'm gonna take the witchy stuff. Most people don't have a fucking problem, but there's the few people that would. And I don't want to. Oh, let's see what George says. Think it'd work? Think it would be great. I mean, it would smell nice. I think we need to try it with an old machine. Hmm. Yeah. I'm just thinking of marketing. See, that's why we need the big team because everybody's going to think of a different aspect of it. He's going, God, I don't know if I want to smell that all day. I don't know that it would help the machine. I'm going, bitch, we're going to be millionaires. I, I'm stuck over here trying to come up with what font we'd put on the packaging. I got a thing about fonts, everything. All right, I need a layer cake so I can make another um, puff quilt and write a pattern for it this time because everybody wants a pattern, but I don't have one. Thing is, we could, yeah, yeah. But I get people that lose their shit over that, and then they ask if there's a pattern, and I just watch YouTube videos. So if I write patterns, there's no reason why I can't go ahead and write the pattern for it. Why not? Well, I didn't stop and think that I ripped it back far enough for the 1.5 inch square, but I didn't rip it back far enough to put the 2.5 inch square on. I don't know that we're going to get that far today. But I needed something a little less brainy because cuts. My brain was hurting. All right, is this down low enough? Maybe not. I got a few of you in. Hi, welcome in. We are just screwing around with umbrellas. But even if it was regular machine oil, we can call it whatever we want. It doesn't actually have to have dye in it. Yeah, sure. Why not? In the small print, we'd have to do something like max headroom, talking really fast. It says something like, no, no, no actual demons have been seen leaving machines to date. Use at your own risk, kind of shit. I don't know. Something. All right, let's fix the freaking fat umbrella. There's been a couple things that I've thought I wanted to carry, but I'm pretty sure they're going to have a scent to it. And I'm like, I can't do that. I can't bring in soaps or jarred candles or something because it's going to be a. So what? Well, yeah. won't have chocolate, but it's behind the counter so I can scarf it. It's not for anybody else. Like that. Chocolate. You can tell how bad it is by how what the garbage cans look like at the end of the week. The amount of people that come through and say, all there is in here is chocolate wrappers. Yeah, you got a problem with that? I don't need that kind of negativity here. You can go. You can piss off. You know, maybe if we had an automatic mister on the deck, so they would get misted with it as they were coming to the door, then they wouldn't bring their nasty hoe shit into the building. Come in. Oh, just dusty on the chair now. She is comfy. Yeah, yeah. Oh, so sad face. The cameras. So I got the cameras of the deer, or the pictures of the deer. I tried to get the crows this morning, but they moved before I got the camera open. But on the cameras last night, I got movement notice, and I'm like, "Ooh, do I have deer? What? You know, it's late, but who do I have in the yard?" I turn it on, and it's her cat, which fine, but her cat is limping, hurt, and I can't do anything about it. Oh my God. I had to turn off the cameras because I just wanted to find a way to help the animal because I'm seeing an animal hurt. And I mean, it wasn't like a fresh injury, but he was limping and not putting weight on the back right foot or leg. I don't know. So if anybody's watching that likes to be her, if they're spying for her, her cat's hurt. I mean, hell, it's fine. Animal control won't help me when there's a problem. What makes you think that they're actually going to do something about it? The whole reason why I got in trouble for contacting Shane was because I wasn't getting anywhere with animal control, so I went ahead and tried another avenue. So, nope, I'm not going in. I don't know. I feel bad for the cat. They don't know who you are. Yep. I just need absolute plausible deniability. I know nothing. I didn't see nothing. I have no reason to look at cameras. I freaking had to look up Chat GPT to figure out how to get the micro SD card in the inside camera. I picked that bitch up and spun it all around. I could not figure out. Yeah, you saw me actually fix it, I guess. Get it in there. Oh, and couldn't find it? I had to. Um, I had to pick it down, unplug it, and manually rotate the camera up to expose the underside of that ball, and that's where it went. Yeah, I'm gonna figure that out. I'm like, does the inside one not take a camera? Or take an SD card? Oh yeah, it does. Well, I can't find it. Well, it's hidden. Yeah, really well, I see. But now they're in. I need to hang my camera on the outside of the house because currently it's actually sitting on the ground. But the animals aren't far off the ground, so it works. Just gotta break down and go out and do it. Breakdown is easy. All right, Daisy, what you doing? Doot, doot. Well, I had thought too at one point I wanted to talk to the 3M company and see if they would print painter's tape in like a purple color and call it Quilter tape because we all use it. I mean, what was it? Marty Michelle just had companies cut interfacing in strip rolls. Same shit. It's just, 2.5 inch strip. So why not repurpose it? But time. It's that I need the team. I need to say, hey, I think this is a good idea. Somebody go. Get back to me on that. But I'm gonna get my staple gun out and some batting and maybe a flathead screwdriver to try to get some of the millions of staples out that stapled that thing together. Anyway, the first time. And I don't feel bad. Well, somebody said, "Oh, you need to make her do it," and I'm like, "Oh, that's actually not a bad idea." Probably sounds like something Greta would say. Where's the? It fell on the ground. Very much. And is it 8:55? All right, we will put together this top, and then we'll call it for tonight. Well, I yes and no. Right now, I'm something squeaking over here. All right, we got this piece. Yes, it's the bigger square. So if I stay up here, I would move this desk about 10 inches further forward. And then I wouldn't keep running into the steps behind me. The fabric steps the foam steps that the dogs have to get up into that their chair. All right. Pacing. What did you do? Ah, EPP. Nice. Good idea. You just gotta have a nice little bag to carry the shit with you. So if it's beside you, you'll do it. Good. Reasonable. Whoops. I suppose. Crusty Dusty, you about ready to go to bed? I am. It's been a long day. Sarah and Marty were there. Oh, don't know. We've got to be coming up on a full moon here, aren't we? I swear I saw it getting bigger, but then I stopped paying attention. That looks cattywampus. All right. For some, is catty? Good. Do you know what a tiddlywink is? That was a topic of conversation this morning. There was a game called Tiddlywinks. And you know how you could snap with a bottle cap in your hand and fling it or in your fingers? It's that kind of a concept where you have these little discs on the ground and you take another one and you can poke down on the edge of it and launch it. You'd have to look it up. But we were looking for buttons today and there was this little red tapered edge disc in with the buttons. And I set it aside. I go, weird. And the first word that came to mind was tiddlywink. And then I thought, well, I don't know why I think it's a tiddlywink. I'm not even sure what a tiddlywink is, but that's what my brain is telling me this is called. And then that was an hour conversation about tiddlywinks and spill the beans and pick up sticks and cootie catchers, cooties, and all these little, remember cooties? Awesome. But yeah, I have to look again. Really? That's cool. I'm going to post it in the Fab Shop Network, but I need a grunge dry brush alternative. Like many people have a marble fabric and dry brush halcyons. Yeah, I'm looking at that, and I'm looking at Fresco from Michael Miller because now I have a Michael Miller again, which is good. Moda is grunge grass. Um, I was just looking at all of Michael Miller's blenders online because they used to have one a long time ago. Painter's Canvas. God, I've been trying to think of that all fucking day. They had a blender called Painter's Canvas, and I had it, and like that would work in for what I need, but I don't do Moda, and I'm gonna take a little break from from Wilmington. Wilmington's being bought out. Yeah, I think it's funny that I wasn't. Nobody said anything last time they were at the shop. And I just changed how I do business with Riley Blake because they broke my trust. And so I'm gonna, yeah, you're right. And I've had it happen more than once. I was given assurances. I asked if I place an internet order and choose to put it on a card, does that get saved? No, it doesn't. Okay, so I will have to give you my card number every time you call and see if I want to take an order, right? Right. You're not going to keep this, right? Right. Just before the All Pacific Shop Hop, I got 5 orders that I did not approve. I mean, it was over a little bit of time, but I was like, I don't remember anybody calling about this, but I have been fractured in the brain lately and lots going on. Maybe I missed it. And so there was a couple small ones that came that I'm like, I don't think so. I'm pretty sure. And then I started looking at my bank account and I'm like, and there's another one pending. And I'm like, okay, that's it. And so I called, what? Well, they charged it and it shows up on my bank that it's pending and they're going to be shipping it. It hasn't gone through yet. But they weren't things that I approved. And so I called and I go, I'm I'm sorry, but you need to cancel every order I have with you, and you need to destroy my credit cards. And I had been using them for my solids. I like their solids, but I'm like, I will have to shift to me doing online orders only because I can't trust you. You've promised me that this was not going to happen. And I trusted you and you broke it. I'm sorry. I'm not going to be the one that feels bad about this. You did it. I did not. And the rep came out because there was something that she said that she was going to drop off. And so she did bring it out and she showed me some stuff and I placed a sale order and that's it. Which is what Moda did too, which is why I locked the card, which it was either QT or Riley Blake that gave me the idea. And then when I said, nope, you need that card will be locked until I get called for approval. Oh, we can't do that. Why? We don't have time to call everybody. And well, that's hilarious because it was another sales company that another manufacturer that gave me the idea to do this. And they're like, well, your card declined, so we're going to have to charge you the whatever the percent was, 15%, 10%, something extra. And I'm like, really? Okay, so the only reason why my card's locked is because of you, because you consistently do this. And she's like, well, the only way you could make it to where your card isn't charged without your permission is to say like only charge on Wednesdays and then call on a Monday or Tuesday and pay for it yourself on the card that you want before the charge goes through. I'm like, oh, honey, that is not the only thing I can do. And right there, she was like, I might have fucked up. And so I'm like, if you feel that you need to charge me that 10% or whatever it was, then you do whatever you feel you need to do, but I'm done. There will be no more orders, nothing. And guess what? She called me about their phone later and said, hey, I have this charge. Are you ready for it when you open your card? Oh, yeah, okay, thanks. But I still haven't put any more orders through. But after the All Pacific Shop Hop when I had a little extra, I'm like, I will go and see what their clearance section looks like. Maybe pick up a couple bolts of grunge, and I really like thatched. And I thought, well, I'll go ahead and pick up a couple things. And nope, they closed my account because it had been too long since I ordered. I'm like, okay, fine, that's fine. If that's what you need to do, I did what I needed to do. And there's tons of fabric companies out there. I don't have to have one that's hard to deal with. There's other fish in the sea. And I didn't get customers walking through my door because I owned Moda. They came through the store because they're quilting and they want fabric. And Moda would be nice if they wanted Moda, but it wasn't the reason why I have traffic. So I let it go. But we're in charge. What about Tim Holtz? Tim Free Spirit? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Tim Holtz has all of his shit is grungy looking. But I didn't know they were like a re. I didn't know Tim Holtz had a blender that was reprinted. I don't know, I'll have to go back and take a look. So I can do it through Checkers, but I can't. I don't have a rep for Free Spirit anymore. And it was because she moved and somebody else was supposed to take over, and then they were going to introduce me to them, and then they got COVID, and so the one moved and the one had COVID, and nobody talks to me, and I no longer have a rep. I'm like, wow, okay, guess I got to do things differently. But Tim Holtz, I like. I bought a quilt pattern specifically. I'm like, God, there's something about this I love. I love this. I've got to make this. And I bought it on the way to a quilt retreat, and it just kind of sat on my station the whole time. And I was looking at it, I'm like, that's all Tim Holtz. That's why I like it. I don't know if I like the pattern, but I liked the fabric. So, all right, we've got three umbrella tops. I have three more umbrella tops. One, two, three. Yep, three more to do. And then I'll finish cutting the background pieces so that we have those and cut. So these are supposed to be my umbrella handles and sticks, stems, rod, whatever we're calling it. And then I do have to cut some 3-inch squares out of this. Why? Whatever. I'll cut the 3-inch squares out of that, so we'll be ready to assemble when I'm back on Thursday, right? On Monday. I don't even know what day it is. That's just great. I see. All right, I'm out of here. I'm gonna take the dog upstairs. I'm gonna read because I'm challenged to do that. And then what is squeaking? Uh-uh. Something on the desk. It's it's not that. I'll have to figure. It's driving me nuts. I've got to figure out what is too close to each other. That's it's rubbing. Oh no. All right. I will see you Saturday and everybody else on Monday. Okay. That's it. Good night. Thanks for hanging. Bye.